them. The female teachers a round of applause. Yes, was society. Honored Miss Suzette Johnson. 3 of you would have needed Becky Barnes. Keishawn Christian. Dawn French. Kayla Allen. Diego. Dwayne Queensborough. Every single one of you. See how that opportunity. Remember, the 4 things that come not back is a neglected opportunity. A neglected opportunity come not back. The school on the hill, Cassius Golding, is relying upon you to uphold its standards, even as you soar to higher heights in academia, or even as you uphold our individuals, groups, that the support is right strong at the outset, now Mr. Vernon White, and ably supported by the board members. Give our board a round of applause. To our former board chairman, Reverend Futureman White, who has given yeoman support this school year once again. To our chaplain, Patrick Palmer. To our local police officers. To our regional director, school support officer, and other officers in the Ministry of Education and Youth. I must single out here Miss Jennifer Harris from this community, who responds every time we call her for a seminar. We also want to express thanks to Heart NSA Trust in the part teachers are receiving additional certificates now through training by these gentlemen in Jamaica. Yes, surrounding Queen. To our PTA president, Miss Rodney, and a group of parents who are always ready to support the programs and activities of the school. To my hard-working administrators and members of the academic staff. Give them a round of applause. And of course, for you, the students, our muse, those of you who continue to inspire us to rise above our challenges. Pleasant rest of the function, and thanks for allowing me this banter in principal's honors.
Thank you, Mrs. Russell. The school on the hill is still going higher and higher. And as the theme suggests, soaring above our challenges. And I'm sure that there are many challenges that the school encountered for this school year. But Mrs. Russell and her staff ensured that they soared above the challenges. Please put your hands together again for Mrs. Russell. I do believe that she deserved an even better applause. It is time for the introduction of the guest speaker. I was just told, though, that the Member of Parliament is here, Dr. Christopher Tufton. And before he even sits, I'm going to ask him to come at this time and bring greeting.
I think the Bible says, young man, I call upon you suddenly. Problem is that I'm not that young anymore, so I don't think it's applicable to me. Members of the head table, Mrs. Russell, board chair, guest speaker, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, graduates, good afternoon to you all. Okay, so I've been going to a few graduations over the last couple of days and running from one to the other because we have a lot of clashes. But I'm happy to be here. I normally try to be here at this graduation ceremony because this is the only high school in St. Catherine, West Central, and the best high school in St. Catherine. What do you like now? Yeah? I think so. So many persons who have gone on from graduation to be very successful in what they do. So I know graduation is a proud moment, proud for parents, for family, and of course for the youngsters who are going on. And rightfully so. So I want to use the opportunity to commend you, to recognize and to congratulate you, particularly the parents who have given full support and the teachers who have guided the young minds to get to this point. I know also that graduation time is a time of uncertainty and maybe a little bit of fear for the youngsters who would be accustomed to putting on their uniform every morning, Monday to Friday, and coming to this place with an expectation that they are going to be taken care of. They're going to be taught, they know their friends, they know the routine. And now after this, the question is where? First encouragement I want to leave with you is that we need to appreciate them for the journey that they have traveled, and we need to say to them, this is just one chapter in the book of life. And that book has many chapters. Maybe me and your chapter might be well advanced and we only have a few left by virtue of age. But they have, the probability is that they have a lot more chapters than us. And I tell you, why we have to reassure them is because they represent our legacy. You understand what I mean? When you walk down by Meadows and the other one, or in the back of the yards where you have your little burial plot, you look back at your great-grandmother and your grandmother, and you say, it's their efforts why I'm here, and I have to live to make them proud, and if it weren't for them I wouldn't be here, and I'm carrying on their legacy. Same thing with them, because one day they're going to have to look after you, or at least give you bragging rights. Everybody know what the bragging rights is. Allow you to show off on them. That's a good thing when you can show off on your children. But they are a product of what you do for them. And so we have to keep supporting them. So I am always happy to be at these functions. I'm happy to continue to give support. We give support where we can. Sometimes you don't know about the support, but we do it because it is our duty so to do. But I think you are the ultimate support for them. And I'd like you to reassure them. In other words, give them the best piece of chicken this evening. If they want leg, you give them leg. If they want thigh, you give them thigh. How is that? And if you have the little extra, you can buy them ice cream, buy them ice cream. But most of all, hug them, embrace them, and tell them that the best is yet to come. I want to say to the community that we have traveled a journey, but we still have a long way to go. I am very sensitive to the challenges that you face. The role of an MP is to enhance the quality of your life, giving you good road, giving you water, giving you good schooling, giving you health clinic, and empowering you so that you can help yourself. And that's why education is so important. So I'll continue to work with your teachers, your administrators to continue to improve the facility here. I believe this is your final or penultimate year. Final year, and I want you to give your principal a round of applause because she has been extremely supportive. And I have never come here and not felt welcome. I mean, I get a little shopping list every time I come. But we expect that. That's par for the course. And we try to do our best. So I know we're not 100%. I know I'm subject to criticism. I know I'm not perfect. If I do anything where you don't like, please, I'm begging you for forgiveness. I'll make a recalibrate and come again. But for today, it's about them. So let's give them all the blessings and all the prayers and wish them all the best. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Tufton. And I hope that you will hear his plea for forgiveness. At this time, I invite Mrs. Nikita Allen Hansel to come and do the introduction of today's keynote speaker.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my distinct pleasure and privilege to introduce our guest speaker for this momentous occasion. It is a valedictory service filled with emotions, memories, and dreams for the future. We're delighted to have with us today an extraordinary individual who exemplifies the spirit of achievement, inspiration, and the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. Our guest speaker accepted Jesus Christ as Lord of his life 31 years ago in Sturgetown, St. Anne, Jamaica, the community of his birth. He is an ordained bishop in the New Testament Church of God, a graduate of Bethel Bible College, the University of the West Indies, and the Pentecostal Theological Seminary in Cleveland, Tennessee, USA. In addition, he's a former member of the National Youth and Discipleship Board in Jamaica and a former Teens Ministries Director in the Department of the Church of God. He's also a lecturer at the Bethel Bible College of the Caribbean. Presently, he shepherds the Parks Road New Testament Church of God and is a senior forensic science officer by profession, serving as an exceptional role model for all of us, especially for our graduating class. He proudly shares his life and ministry with his beautiful wife, Dania, of 17 years, who has been very supportive. With a wealth of experience, accomplishments, and wisdom to share, he is a beacon of success and motivation for countless individuals, pushing boundaries and defying limitations. Our guest speaker loves the Lord, has a passion for people, and has dedicated his life to the building up of the kingdom of God through the faithful proclamation of the word. He has an unwavering passion for God and a consuming desire to see souls born for the kingdom. Over the years, he has had the privilege of ministering in various church services, conventions, retreats, workshops, crusades across the island, in the USA, and Grand Cayman. However, what makes our distinguished guest speaker truly remarkable is not only his professional achievements, but also his deep-rooted compassion, humility, and dedication to making a positive difference in the lives of others. It is indeed an honor to have our guest speaker impart his invaluable insights that will motivate us to embrace the unknown, strive for greatness, and soar above our challenges. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome to an extraordinary individual, our esteemed guest speaker, who will undoubtedly inspire us today and for the years to come. Please help me welcome Reverend Lemano Wishart.
Mr. Master of Ceremony, Pastor Gordon, Member of Parliament, Dr. Christopher Tufton, Chairman White, Principal Russell, Bishop Fitz Albert Linton, and other distinguished invited guests, most distinguished honorees, dedicated family, friends, faculty, and to each of the talented, ambitious, courageous, adventurous graduates of the class of 2023 before us here today, a pleasant afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I stand before you this morning duly humbled and impressed by the distinguished and hard-earned accomplishment being awarded to each and every single one of you on this very unforgettable and long-awaited day of your graduation. Look at you. You are gowned and tasseled, as they would say, and ready to take on the world, and I congratulate you on this achievement. I think it's fitting to put our hands together for them once more. So permit me, if I don't look at anyone else so much, I want to pay attention primarily to the ones to whom I have been invited to speak today. And so I'm going to need the full attention of the graduating class. And I know you're capable of that, despite the fact that you've been sitting for a while and you've listened to a lot of very good and sound encouragement, because that is why you're where you are today, because you have the ability to focus your attention on what is being presented to you. I was particularly happy, I would say, when I came across the signage on the gate and recognized that the same year and month of your establishment is the year and month of my birth. So it is either by extreme coincidence or by divine providence that I'm here today to share with you. But I want to begin by acknowledging and saluting your theme, or challenges. And you will me that a lot has been said and very little room has been left for me to speak really. And so I want to thank the foregone speakers for making my job easier. But I hope to hold your attention for a few minutes as I share with you, and I promise you that I will not be very long with you. I feel it is such a relevant theme because I don't think as many adults realize how many challenges face this generation seated here. You stand on the threshold of that essential step between your teen years and your adult life. now is when the choice is where you go from here will matter most. And this is where you are deciding what you want to do with your life. More pointedly, you are about the last group of people belonging to a group that the researchers call Gen Z, which is short for Generation Z. And there is a list of challenges that they say your generation has, which has the potential to break you. But that's just what they say. In fact, here's what I want you to do for me. After I have announced each challenge, or after I have at least read out each challenge, I want you, graduating class, to just respond by saying, that's what they said. But I want you to have it with a little attitude. Can we try that one time? You still here? All right, so let's go. 1, 2, 3. See it now? Looks like we're going to need to cancel this graduation and start that class over here. I want you to say that's what they said, but I want you to have a little attitude. Let's say that again. 1, 2, 3. That's what they said, all right? So, number one, they have said that the environment is a pressing issue. Not just that issues like global warming are real, but they say that your generation is set to make it worse and will probably not survive it. And you say? I want to hear the graduating class. Listen, you need to come to my church someday and ask my congregation about me. I'm not afraid to come down here. And this is a mobile microphone. You understand? So I will come down here to save me the trouble. Alright? Secondly, they've said that there's an increasing concern that Gen Z has with mental health issues. That lack of proper social interaction and increased stress, coupled with the isolation, the social isolation that we all went through with the COVID-19 pandemic, has worsened the crisis. That this generation is likely to have the most mental health issues. But that's what they said. They've said that the issues of identity, inequality, and gender, thanks to the power of social media, will affect Gen Z more than any other generation, and that you have the greatest struggle with your identity, rivaled only by the generation which will follow you, that they call Gen Alpha. They say that yours is a culture that celebrates nudity, pornography, promiscuity, and all sorts of sexual immorality, and you, they say, are most likely to become lost. But that's what they said. They've said the exposure of Gen Z to violence, especially with guns, has made your generation one of the most angry, violent, volatile, and out of control generations. But that's what they said. And then, number 5, they've said that issues of debt, limited job opportunities, and the difficulty of finding affordable living opportunities, worsened by the financial insecurity many young people and their families have faced during the COVID-19 pandemic, causes worry that Gen Z is in trouble with being able to financially support themselves in a struggling economy. But that's what they said. But I want to suggest, ladies and gentlemen and graduates, that perhaps the biggest challenge that you will face comes from a simple word, the word change. I think there are several kinds of change that fill our lives. Firstly, we physically change from the moment that we are born, and even before we are changing. Our minds grow and we develop, and we learn new skills. Our bodies grow and develop and age constantly. And then along with the changes of our physical bodies,
and our minds come changes in our personal circumstances. We move to different places, perhaps the school year ends and you graduate like you're doing today, and we take a job and we change jobs, and there are times that we find ourselves in life with adequate money and perhaps even a great deal. Other times we have barely enough to get by. Sometimes everything goes well and we're happy, but at other times it does not. Our circumstances change. Then along with this personal change, to our bodies and to our surroundings, we live through the changes that the people in our lives experience. People around us also change. The people we love move and change. They grow. Sometimes they shrink. They stay with us for a while. Sometimes they leave or we leave them. And as I thought about that when I prepared for today, I thought about the fact that just 2 Sundays ago was the funeral service of my high school best friend. And while all of these change go on in us and the people around us, the very world that we know changes. Society changes, culture changes, and there are changes in every sector and facet of life. I want to identify a few. That as we live in our current context, morals are being exchanged for the kind of attitude that says if it feels good, do it. We live in a society where most often recognition and promotion are now about who you know and not so much about how well you perform. We are fast becoming a completely computerized worldwide society. We live in a time, and don't stone me, I celebrate this. Women have taken over where many of us men have left off. Women have become the dominant gender in just about everywhere. We live in a time where men have given up their God-given roles and we've been left with a void. And then children are now far more exposed to adult influences and mature faster than in previous generations. And I think we can agree with that this generation of young people, that what the experience that they have and the things that they know and go through, it's a far cry from when we were their age. The point is that changes produce challenges. And the main challenge for you is keeping up and not letting everything slip back. But it also requires that you advance while you are still maintaining your identity and your standards. The principles that have brought you to where you are. And I'm grateful that I'm standing in an institution that still recognizes the value of having good morals. And there are some people who are committed to ensuring that Gen Z, the next generation, come out with a spirit of excellence and can stand out in any crowd. So, amidst all of that, the changes we have spoken about, some of the challenges that they say your generation faces, the question you have to ask yourself is, what am I going to do in the midst of these challenges and changes? Because you can either survive or succumb to your challenges. You can either cope or crumble and die. All in all, you are on the cusp of adulthood and facing an uncertain future. But as you take this critical step, I want to say to you that your challenges don't define you. Rather, you have what it takes not just to survive, but to thrive. I want to say that you have within you every power to change your world and to leave an indelible mark on your environment. But I want to quickly use two stories to challenge you that you can rise above whatever challenge stands in the way between you and your future. I want to talk briefly, firstly, about Jacob. Compared to his brother, Jacob was second class. Bible tells us that he was ordinary and he lived his life having to prove himself to the point where he started to trick others in order to get by. In fact, in comparison to his brother, you would say that he had much to be desired about him. His brother's name, as you know, was graduating class. What was Jacob's name? Jacob's brother's name? Jacob and? I'm not talking about the graduated class, or the graduating class, alright? Esau. Esau, the Bible says, came out of his mother's womb fully hairy as a full-grown man. In fact, Esau's name means made, as in to have it made. So he came out a skilled hunter. He's the one that you would want for valedictorian and all of these kind of things. He was just a boss of things. Whereas everything that Jacob had to achieve, he had to fight twice as hard for. The long and short of it is that as he lived up to his name, supplanter or trickster, life caught up with him and he had to face the biggest challenge of his life. He had to do something that I call coping by contending, which simply means that he had to fight for his survival. I'm not talking about the kind of fight that reported that happened on occasion on these premises. But we are talking about the kind of stance that you take, that you will not allow life and its challenges to destroy. The challenges of change brought Jacob isolation, darkness, fear, vulnerability, pain and exhaustion. But he refused to take it lying down. If you are to soar above your challenges, you are going to have to fight. And I want you to say to your brethren and your sister sitting next to you, tell them you're going to have a fight. Open on the mouth. Tell the other one sit next to you, you're going to have to fight. I need to get some teachers to help me, I'm having to come down. You are going to have to fight. You must embrace and engage this struggle, because guess what? Life for each subsequent generation is harder. You must give it everything. And Jacob was hurt in the struggle. The Bible says that as he engaged the angel of the Lord in the struggle of his life, that the angel touched his hip and it came out of socket. But guess what? He held on for dear life. You must hold on and keep fighting when it gets lonely. You must keep fighting when it gets dark, when it gets fearful and uncertain, and even when it gets painful, young people, you have to fight. And then I want to turn your attention to the Hebrew boys. Like you, they were in the middle of a culture that sought to confuse their identity and to change who they were. They wanted them to learn the Babylonish language and the Babylonish way of life. They wanted them to eat their kind of food. And you might know also that their names were changed. So we call them Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But those are actually Babylonish names. Their real names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Right? And these names were names that had something to do with the God of Israel. But Babylon tried to change their identity. Do you know why they selected these young people? The answer is found in chapter 1 and verse 4 of Daniel, where it says King Nebuchadnezzar wanted only healthy young people who did not have any bruises or scars or anything wrong with their bodies. He wanted good-looking, smart young people who were able to learn things quickly and easily to serve in his palace. Who did I say he wanted? Good-looking, smart, strong, healthy. Tell your friends, I'm me matabo. Tell your friends, I'm me matabo. All right, I don't know. But from my viewpoint, you are the ones that the Babylonian spirit wanted to capture, to use for their own devices. And I want you to know that the spirit of Nebuchadnezzar is still alive in modern times. And that the environment that you live in is so stifling that it threatens to destroy your very potential. But these boys rose above their challenges by choosing not to bow to public pressure, and you must do the same. I challenge you that you must become trend setters. Are you hearing me? Because there was a saying that some of us might remember when we were growing up, that follow fashion monkey never drink a good soup, something like so, yeah? I can't boil good soup. Yeah, and the last time I checked, none of any, we have any monkeys over there? Any? I see one young lady over there, she give me an attitude like, oh yeah, talk. Yes, I do. Monkey where you see monkey? But when I told you to say, I'm me matter, so you're good looking and you're smart, you know, see you turn and say nothing to somebody, you know. But you don't want to be called monkey. So tell you what, all who don't say it's me him talking now, you are the monkey. So let's just try that again. Touch your friend and say, him me attack, and me good looking and smart. Let me see how much monkey we have over there. I want to say to you young people that you must learn from change. Try to look for positive ways that you can stretch and grow. John Chichester says, the great secret of life is how to survive struggle without succumbing to it. How to bear struggle without being defeated by it. How to come out of struggle better than when we found ourselves in the midst of it. And then, finally, I want to challenge you that in addition to these other things which you must do in order to soar above your challenge, I want to suggest to you that you can face challenges with a changeless companion. So as we rise to these challenges and begin to cope, the first thing that we must recognize, as it was with Jacob's situation, is that we don't have to walk alone. We can face change and challenges with a changeless companion who is the ever-present I am. Jacob had this assurance as he faced the greatest challenge of his life, because in Genesis 31 and verse 3, when God told him to go back to his homeland, he added a powerful promise. He simply said, and I will be with thee. There is an abiding presence that is willing to journey with you on this next chapter of your life, so that you don't have to be afraid of what comes next. Because whatever comes or whatever can come, the God we serve can handle it. This is in fact reason enough for us to be able to cope. Those who are willing to trust him, the omnipresent God, is always with us. In Matthew 28 and verse 20, when the disciples were about to go through a big change and the challenge that would come with it, in other words, Jesus would no longer be with them, and after he commissioned them to their work of teaching all nations and baptizing them. In other words, they were at their baptism, their graduation, so to speak, from having him teach them and be with them all this time. He said to them, and surely I am with you always, even to the end of the age. But I want to add this, that no commencement speech will be complete without addressing a couple of lofty notions. So I'd briefly like to touch on the topics of passion and purpose. Follow your passion may seem like good advice, but it's really not that useful. It's a good bet that many of you do not yet even know what your passion is. And that is okay. Instead of following your passion, I want to suggest instead that perhaps you should focus on discovering your passion. Because you have been gifted with some unique abilities to engage and to navigate the space that you're about to enter into. As for purpose, keep in mind this definition of corporate purpose from Colin Mayer, business professor at Oxford University. He said, it is producing profitable solutions from the problems of people and the planet, and not profiting from creating problems. Don't become a generation that creates problems instead of fixing them. And if you ask me, that is a pretty good yardstick for measuring which road to take. In closing, and I did promise you I would not be long, I want to leave with you the words of a famous actor, Denzel Washington. Members of the class of 2003, this is your mission. When you leave the friendly confines of Tatius Golding High, never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you've got. And when you fall throughout life, remember this: always fall forward. Again, congratulations. Congratulations to you. And congratulations to the hard-working team here at Tatius Golding High, led by Principal Russell. And may you continue to soar above your challenges. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Wishart. At this time, I call on the person or persons that are in charge of presenting to the guest speaker.
All protocols observed. Bishop Wishart, how are you doing, sir? Oh, great. So, on behalf of the Tatius Golding High School, the principal, vice principal, staff, the graduating class, sir, we want to tell you a big thank you for being here today, for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge with us, for talking to the graduating class and letting them know that yes, we know that they're facing challenges, but those challenges doesn't define them, and that they should rise above their challenges. And you did not just speak what they want to hear, but you made mention based on the word of the Lord like Jacob and Esau, they need to fight. And like the three Hebrews boys, that they need to be trendsetters. So Lord, Bishop Wishart, we thank you so much, sir, for being here today. God bless you.
I realized that the guest speaker's address touched her so much so that she was ready to have church. Is there anybody else here who is ready to have church?
Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen. Bishop Wishart spoke about soaring above our challenges. Graduates, I'm sure that you soaked up all that Bishop said. But I want to share this story with you of this flight attendant that was attending to the passengers on an aircraft. This flight attendant noticed that there was a snake on the plane. She went to the cockpit and asked the pilot to land the plane because there was a snake. The pilot just smiled and climbed a little higher. The flight attendant went back to check on the passengers, but the snake was still there. She went back to the cockpit and said to the pilot, "We seriously need to land the plane because there is a snake on the plane." The pilot smiled and went a little higher. For a third time, the flight attendant came and said, "You take this thing for a joke. You need to land the plane. There's a snake that endangers the life of the passengers." And the pilot did what? Smiled and went a little higher. When the plane landed at their destination, the flight attendant recognized that the snake was unresponsive. The snake was dead. What the flight attendant didn't know is that the snake is afraid of heights. It cannot manage the altitude. And so the pilot knew this. So every time that the challenge presented itself, the pilot smiled and went a little higher. Graduates, I encourage you today that every time you encounter a challenge in your pursuit of excellence, smile and go a little higher. Soar above your challenges, for you are able to make it. I want you to say that. I am. Graduates, I'm not Bishop Wishart, so you have to talk to me. I am willing and ready to make it. Great. Come on, put your hands together for them. And at this time, it is the graduates' time to sing for us. Put your hands together as they get ready to give us the graduates song. want the audience to give it up for the class of 2023 one more time. Indeed, they are expressing that something is on the inside and it is strong enough to bring them into their destiny. At this time, I'm going to invite Miss G. Gracie to come and do the presentation of the certificates. I know that you have been waiting on this part of the ceremony, so please sit and enjoy.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, class of 2023. Thank you, Mr. Plummer, for vibesing them up. I'm going to invite Mrs. Allen Hansel to come and assist me with presenting the certificates. As I call your name, please make your way quickly. Akeem Samuels. Dante Dunn. Tayshawn Christian. Ramarian Reed. Jahili Bell. Kayla Allen. Tyrese Bonner. Shamarly Watson. A1 Mackey. Kemoya Miller.
I want to smile for a moment. What here?
Ricardo Martin. Brother Newell. Johnny Edwards. Alex Johnson. Markland Chambers. O'Shane White. Kezia Dawkins. Terry Timol. Yvonne French. Ariana Blair. Dawan Heslop. Thank you, Mrs. Allen Hansel. I'm going to invite Miss Antoinette Matthews to come and assist with the rest. Jenny Caden.
Matthew. She's lucky. She's lucky.
Harris Jones. Anthony Johnson. Shanna K. Barnes. Shwayne Miller. McTavish. KJ Peterson. Swinette Wright. Dwayne Queensborough.
Hold on. This way. Okay? Yeah.
Paula Parker. Kevin A. March. Shanique Copeland. Alex Johnson, let us give Shanique Copeland. Alex, come on, please. Rihanna Purcell. Haldane Lee.
Lee.
Devon White. Taylor Wright.
I am sure that he's proud of his child's achievements. We need more parents like him, men in particular, to celebrate the achievements of their children. There are much more awards to come. But before we go on to the awards, there is a talented, or should I say super talented teacher here at the Tatius Golding High School. A recording artist, I may say. Put your hands together and welcome Mr. Pastor Plummer. I did say make some noise for Mr. Plummer.
Hold on. Hello everyone. Guys, how you doing? Alright, so I'm gonna be performing the piece that original song. My EP is due this month. It's called Life Journey. And the song that I did at festival this year, it won a parish gold and it won a national gold. Yeah. So the EP is called Life Journey. And I want the graduates to understand and learn this song, because we're going on a journey. We're going to believe in high school and move on to the next phase, so it's called Life Journey. So I'm just going to teach you the chorus so you can sing it easy with me. It goes like this. All I want you to say is like I say. You're going to be saying, when I say, on this life journey, all you're going to say is, Jah will guide me through. Alright, but I'm going to switch it around and say, you're going to say, on this life journey, I'm going to say, Jah will guide me through. Alright? Alright, so you can get all that? Alright, so ready? 1, 2, 3. On this life. Alright, are we ready? So, a lot of times, as young people, as elders, as legal age, we have a lot of problems and frustration in our lives, but we give thanks. It's life journey. It's a journey for me, yes, on this life. Jah will guide me through. I see there is a God up above, He protect me with heavenly love on this life. Jah will guide me through, so I'll keep living it up, the faith not giving it up, hey. This is the life journey, and not the fittest of the fittest. Every man a real life like the biggest of the biggest. Some a scammer, some a thief, some a sickest of the sickest, some a murderer. Call them fittest of the fittest. Journey no stop yourself, brain a fear quickest. How to survive life, live it and keep it. Strap make you feel like the biggest of the biggest, but it kill you as the quickest of the quickest. And this life, sing. Jah will guide me through. I see there is a God up above, He protect me with heavenly love on this life. We go. Jah will guide me through, so I'll keep living it up, the faith not giving it up. Stop, observe, have you recognized young men no live past the age 25? Bright future, the mother will life, get rich by trying. When you say sacrifice, cha-cha. The people who live on the earth, but no matter what they take them paper people under the every man them have a word, no one to do the work. Let me lay up on a search and this life. Jah will guide me through. I see there is a God up above, He protect me with heavenly love. Sing with me, on this life. Sing, Jah will guide me through, so I'll keep living it up, and the faith not giving it up. No, I've got to get over, despite all the problems on my shoulder. I've got to get over, I've got to get over my hands in your life, Jehovah. Grant your mercy, on this part when we see them sturdy. Me have to check this journey, keep me firm and sturdy. Sing on this life journey. God will guide me through. As here is a God up above. You protect me with heavenly love. How you feeling on this life journey? God will guide me through. So I'll keep living it up, the faith not giving it up. Let's get it up on this life journey. God will guide me through. As here is a God up above, He protect me with heavenly love. One more time on this life journey. As here is a living it up. Hey, the faith not giving it up. And you know what the thing said, thank you for having the but guess what? All of you have to take when you cook for dinner, food, alone, dog, dinner, rice, pot, beer, simmer, drink, and with dinners, we no hungry, yeah, we no drink liquor, food, yeah, dinner, food, yeah, dinner, drink fast, so you get the picture, we ready now, and when you cook for dinner, when you cook, thank you, love you.
Dr. Tufton, do you see why Tasha Golding has to be on top? Parents, do you see why Tasha Golding has to be on top? I want you to give it up again for Mr. Plummer. I am charged the graduates today, you know, because I realized that when the guest speaker was talking to you, you didn't want to respond. But Mr. Plummer came up here, and I don't know what he did to cause some adrenaline rush. or he, you know, did something to cause you to get energetic. But it is a good look. It is a good look. At this time, we'll have some more presentations and awards and presentations. I'm sorry. I invite the persons that are in charge of doing so to come forward at this time.
Alright, so let me just take the time to once again congratulate all those persons here. They have worked assiduously and now they are reaping the benefits of their hard work. So while it is that I'm waiting for these things to get started out, let me just big up the parents. Parents, you did an excellent job. I know it was not easy. Or was it easy? It was easy? It was not easy. And I know that you made many sacrifices. Hold back on your big dinner for them to have some dinner. True or false? That's true. Yes, that's the truth. And now you're here enjoying the benefits of it. I'm very proud of you as well, parents. Your hard work will not go unnoticed. I definitely have to point that out. Where's the man down there that was dancing? Where is he, Natasha? Where's Mr. Powell? Come here, Mr. Powell. Come here, Mr. Powell.
taught his daughter 2 years ago. And when I watched him celebrate, I was really overjoyed. Clearly, yesterday I spoke about, or the day before I spoke about joy and happiness, the difference. He expressed joy. This was not happiness. Happiness is fleeting. He expressed joy. You know, he's going to be expressing his joy in a little dance. I'm waiting for the selector to pick it up. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Powell. Now we're going to go right into it. Now for the special awards. Let me give you a minute to catch your breath. Calm down. All right. Now, these are the special awards. Mr. White? Mr. White? I need your assistance in handling these special awards, sir. So we have to get a special person to handle the special awards. Now we start with special awards for outstanding performance in English language. And this goes to Rihanna Purcell and Kevon French. Rihanna Purcell, Kevon French. Step up, Rihanna. When they say shine bright like a diamond, it's about Rihanna. Step on here, Kevon French. Mr. French. Rihanna. Congrats, Mr. French, and Rihanna Purcell. Now, excellence in English literature. Excellence in English literature. The award goes to Aliana Webley and Michaela Wright. Michaela Ryan. Excellence in mathematics. This is the Delroy Jackson's trophy. It goes to Miss Natasha Powell. Excellence in social studies. This is the Hall and Regibis Trophy. goes to the following students: Rihanna Purcell, Kevin French, Taisha Doyle, and Kayla Allen. Excellence in integrated science, the Keppel Tomlinson's Trophy is presented to Javon Ennis. Javon Ennis is not here. Alright. Excellence in agricultural science, the Vinroy Harris's Trophy presented to Tayshawn Christian. Step up, Tayshawn.
Look over here.
The B.M. Taylor's Harris Trophy for Food and Nutrition is presented to Miss Kayla Allen. Excellence in biology, the Sheldon Bloomfield Trophy is presented to Tayshawn Christian. Excellence in principles of business presented to none other than Rihanna Purcell. Excellence in principles of accounts presented to, this trophy is presented to Johnny Hayden and Rihanna. Don't turn back. Don't stop. Just come right back. Excellence in principles of accounts trophy presented to Rihanna Purcell and Johnny Hayden. Rihanna came prepared. She's in her sneakers, so she can just keep it going. Congrats, Miss Hayden. Excellence in Office of Administration, Javon Ennis. Ennis here? Ennis not here. Excellence in Religious Education, the Wright and Meadows Trophy presented to, I'm not surprised. This is the 90 Prayer Warrior, Shauna K. Barnes and Nicardo Barrett. Congrats, Shauna K. Shauna K. Outstanding performance in food and nutrition, Avogay Simpson. Not here. Outstanding performance in physical education, Ricardo Barrett is not here either. Outstanding performance in information technology, Mr. Powell, are you ready? Natasha Powell.
There's light around. I guarantee you that in the night, you're going to see the true beauty of this presentation, of this unique token of our appreciation. On behalf of the class of '07 and the few representatives here, we give you this, just a small token of appreciation that we really appreciate you and all that you have done for us and the effort that you have made in shaping and molding our lives today. Here you go.
Thank you very much, batch of '07. And I'm looking at the batch, or members of the batch right here. I reflected that Gunter, he's sitting right up front, and he gave the most trouble. I will never forget '07. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This principal of Tertius Golding High School is the best principal I've come across. I hope that there is no objection from the audience or the graduating class. At this time, I also want to call upon a representative of the graduating class of 2023 to make a presentation to Mrs. Russell.
Good afternoon again, everyone. Madam Russell, please join us. So, a little birdie told me that you have plans to become an orchid farmer. And so, on behalf of the grade 11 teachers and the class of 2023, we present you with a kit for growing orchids and one to start.
Thank you, batch of 2023 and colleagues. You know what? In another couple of years, I will be providing all the orchids for this ceremony. And yes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
This calls for a moment of celebration of the visionary of this institution, the woman who is at the helm of the institution. I want you, graduating class of 2023, representative of '07 and audience, to stand and celebrate Mrs. Russell today. I did say celebrate Mrs. Russell. I did say celebrate Mrs. Miss Russell. There is no other principal like this principal. Any other principal must be a photocopy. She has been chosen for the job, and even after she demits office, she will be greatly missed. But today we celebrate her because there is none like her. At this time, I am going to invite Mrs. S. McCullough Dawkins to come and do her item.
Sierra! Can't check up on Vanda for me, cause in a two atom, me can't eat and must because them. I want to get there. This is the next paralysis. Why? Thank you, Jesus. Wait. Now Miss G that this in a newspaper. Stone. She passed the common entrance. Nice. What you mean? You have to talk little louder because my ears kinda get. What you say? Miss G that kinda grade 11. I graduate. Then no one is in a success sheet. No sight. It never grow fast. Why? Every girl and boy look to celebrate. A core memory. Them come to create enough excitement and bangarang and make enough money send from foreign trang. To buy new clocks and make the bag and make picture tech and put in lace front wig and Brazilian. Parents ball, because I think them a grow big. And some of them smile. And they know some of my money, they can now save it. Or so on think. Graduation done. And he go and take off. He'll fling one side. And the clocks cheese, he start get soft. And guess what? The clocks in fake. So what am I going to do here now? Now that the program done, and then the damn bow. And taxi man can't lock down again, you know. So tell me now, my friend. What am I going to do, you know? Well, then you're going to learn a skill, get a degree, build a business, you know, work for little pay. Just make sure that, you know, waste a life away. Not to go to and middle. No waste your time. Enjoy yourself with a link in them. Not you. Make we turn up in ya. Come make we turn up in ya. Give up. Make we turn up in ya. Every night, bomb, anyways, You think we did done? We just a come. I got him one make your mouth so long. He say you grow, so you soon know. Every girl and every boy come to celebrate. A poor memory, then come to create. Because no excitement and bangarang. But after the feast, we don't want no famine. So no lose your head. How we not done yet. It's just the beginning. Wait, what now that? We have a street that not a pass. Oi! What on there? Drop me a period, young girl. Boy, and I lie and say, ugly baby, broke pretty picture.
I might know something about that. Because I wouldn't want you to look at my photo when I was at this institution. But thank God for Jesus. At this time, we will have the valedictorian's address by the head girl, Miss Rihanna Purser. Come on, give it up for her as she makes her way to the podium.
Master of Ceremony, Pastor Darren Gordon, Member of Parliament, Dr. Christopher Tolton, Bishop Richard, Pastor of the Parks Road New Testament Church of God, representative from the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, Mistress Brown Mondo, Councillor Ralston Wilson, Chairman of the School Board, Mr. Vernon White, Schools Chaplain, Pastor Patrick Parma, representatives of the class of the 07, Mistress Lena Russell, Vice Principals, Mistress Tomlinson, Miss Harvey, members of the academic staff, members of the auxiliary staff, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my fellow batchmates, good afternoon. Today, as we stand on the precipice of a new chapter in our lives, I am honored to address you as the valedictorian of Class 2023. We have traversed the halls of this high school, shared laughter and tears, and forged lasting friendships. Now, we embark on a journey that will shape our future and define who we become. First and foremost, let us express our deepest gratitude to our incredible teachers and mentors. Your dedication and unwavering support have shaped our minds and ignited our curiosity. Instill within us a passion for learning, empowering us to push boundaries and strive for excellence. We are forever indebted to you for your wisdom and guidance. This would not be a true speech if I did not discuss my personal experience with the school. So, originally, I was not placed at this institution. I was placed at an unknown high school. In those times, that unknown high school was considered as one of the hot schools. So I was pleased to attend there. But my opinion did not matter at all, because my dad already made up his mind not to send me there. Not because the school was well known or talked about much, but mainly because he knew I could not take a taxi. And indeed, he was right. He would often say, Rihanna, if anything were to happen to you, you wouldn't even know how to find your way back home. So, attending that unknown school was a no-no. Within that time, my parents started seeking another high school to enroll me in. And look no further, Tatius Rowling was the school for me. I was not pleased to attend this institution at first because of how poorly people talked about it. But I learned that you can't judge a book by its cover, and I gave the school a chance, and soon after we developed a strong bond. Not just me, but all my batchmates can attest to this. We all had our personal experiences with this school, some good and some bad. But through it all, we made it possible. We overcame each hurdle step by step and used the opportunities given as a stepping stone to something better. We started as timid adolescents having no idea of what is next, to well-grown students impatiently waiting to start a new journey. Along the road, we had to deal with a few setbacks like COVID, but that certainly did not stop us. We overcame it and it made us even stronger. As we reflect on our high school journey, we cannot overlook the memories we have created together. It is these memories that have shaped our collective life. High school has been a period of and self-discovery. We have faced setbacks and disappointments, but each hurdle has provided us with an opportunity to learn and grow. As we move forward, let us embrace these experiences as stepping stones toward personal and intellectual growth. Now, standing on the cusp of our future, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment in history. Our generation has been entrusted with the responsibility of shaping the world we inherit. We are the change makers, the innovators, and the dreamers who will tackle the complex challenges of our time. Let us approach the future with unwavering determination and boundless optimism. We possess the power to create a world that embraces diversity, fosters compassion, and champions justice. Together, we can make a difference, one small act of kindness at a time. And let us not forget our parents and teachers. Thank you for your unwavering love and endless sacrifices. You have been our pillars of strength, providing the support and encouragement we needed to overcome challenges. Your support in us has fueled our ambitions and inspired us to chase our dreams fearlessly. Today, we stand before you as a testament to your unwavering dedication and hard work. Special thanks to all the teachers at this institution. You have been the guiding stars illuminating our paths, imparting knowledge, and instilling in us a thirst for learning. You have dedicated your lives to this noble profession of education, and for that we are forever grateful. Today, as we bid farewell to our beloved alma mater, I stand before a mixture of emotions. It is a day of celebration, yet also a day tinged with a hint of sadness as we acknowledge the departure of a significant figure in our school community, our esteemed principal, Mistress Russell, who will be soon moving on to new endeavors, leaving behind a legacy that will forever be etched in our hearts. Throughout our time here, Mistress Russell has been a beacon of inspiration, guiding us with unwavering dedication and a genuine passion for education. She has fostered an environment of excellence, promoting both academic and personal growth among students and staff alike. Under her leadership, our school has flourished, becoming a place of learning, exploration, and unity. But Mistress Russell was more than just an administrator. She was a mentor, a confidant, and a friend. She recognized the potential within each of us and encouraged us to reach for the stars. Her door was always open, welcoming our ideas, concerns, and dreams. She invested her time, energy, and wisdom into shaping us into the individuals we are today. As we move forward, stepping into the next chapter of our lives, let us remember the invaluable lessons we have learned from Mistress Russell. She taught us the importance of resilience, integrity, and compassion. She instilled in us a hunger for knowledge and a belief in our abilities to make a positive difference in the world. So, on behalf of the entire class of 2023, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to Mistress Russell. Thank you for being our guiding light, for believing in us when we sometimes doubted ourselves, and for fostering an environment of learning, growth, and friendship. Your unwavering commitment to our education will forever be cherished, and your departure leaves a void that will be difficult to fill. We, the class of 2023, would also like to thank our teachers, grade supervisors, principals, office staff, groundsmen, canteen workers, all of whom made our experience a truly remarkable one. As we bid farewell to Mistress Russell and the memories we shared, let us cherish the experiences we had together and carry the teachings of our alma mater within us. May we, the class of 2023, continue to make our principal proud as we venture forth, confident in our abilities, and committed to making a positive impact on the world. In closing, my fellow batchmates, let's step up into the future with confidence and determination. Let us honor the past, embrace the present, and shape the future. As we part ways and pursue our individual paths, let us remember the bond we share as the class of 2023. May our collective journey be one filled with success, fulfillment, and endless possibilities. Congratulations, class of 2023. We made it. Thank you.
It's time now for us to hear again from the class of 2023. There is an item on the program for the class of 2023, and at this time I'm going to invite them to All right, it may be a mistake. So we'll move on. Before we move on, the valedictorian came up here and I noticed that the graduating class didn't stand after she was finished. So I'm going to invite you at this time to do the traditional and stand. I wish you had your hats. And just put your hands together for yourselves and make some noise. This might be the final time that you're making your mark at the Tayshia Spalding High School. Go ahead, class of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, these men and women are the world changers. They are the ones that are going to go out there and make a difference. They are going to be the teachers, the doctors, the policemen, policewomen, the farmers, the pastors, and the Prime Minister, the Member of Parliament, and you name what they will and can become. I want you at this time to now stand and acknowledge them. No, I want you to make some noise for the class of 2023. You may be seated. At this time, I invite Miss Rowe to come and make a presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Pastor Darren Gordon, the pleasure is mine to present to you this token of love and appreciation from the Tayshia